Hello, hi, and welcome to the Scott Boss Rush tutorial. I'm going to be reviewing my 446 Scott World Record and sharing some information on playing the character. And overall, I think since this is really, besides knives, this is still one of the earlier, weaker characters in terms of like rebound damage. I'll be explaining some of that stuff as well. But I do highly recommend you watch at least part one of the Negascott tutorial because it will cover a few general things that I might skim over here, such as information in Gideon 3 and such like that. Also, this record might have some outdated material, but it should be fun. So obviously just running into Matt here. I think I'm going to use a little bit of slowdown for most of these fights because I do want to at least explain how to do them. Okay. So going into Matt here, we're going to do a very normal kill for weak characters here, which is fast, strong, and then strong again. If you see the little up-down thing I do, it's because you can't really hit Matt immediately. The moment like he lands on the ground, so that up-down kind of buffers it, and then you could just hold down and hit X when you need to pound on him. But that's a very standard kill for Matt. Most weak characters will end up doing that kill. Okay, doing Lucas, we're going to do fast, strong, and then just hit the strong button again. You do a finisher there, knock him back. And you can just hit Lucas the moment he falls on the ground, so just run at him and pound. Okay. This one, Lynette, a lot of characters do Lynette very differently. Or Lynette, don't worry about it. But the only important part about Scott doing Lynette is Envy's placement has to be so that you can hit them with the final move. Because for some reason, if you KO Lynette and Envy's like also within the range of being hit by your move, they both die. And also for some reason, if you don't hit Envy, you can just straight up get like fake KOs from Lynette and the fight won't actually end. So you can actually see right there, Envy gets like thrown back, and it's actually because she's in the range of this last strong hit. And also the move is just fast, strong. If Lynette teleports back here, I'd recommend just delaying the fast, strong. So like run across the top here and then do it. I don't know. It's kind of complicated. If backups for Scott are kind of weird. All right, I have hyper here. Obviously, you don't need hyper. It's just move this way. Fast, strong. Run over here so that Todd doesn't move. Grab your trash can and then wait. And you should be good to hit him. Obviously, we're going to get rid of hyper here by colliding up here with the trash can. We don't want hyper for Roxy or Robot because of how you run at them with the trash can. So I actually don't stand on any boxes here. If you've seen the Negascott video, you'll know that I do stand on boxes for him to move faster. And the reason why I don't do it here is because, one, that really only saves about a second. But also, it kind of makes it harder for Scott to kill Roxy in time before she, like, just teleports. Because the more amount of time you spend over here, from what I've seen at least, the greater chance she has of just teleporting, especially if you corner her like this. So you want to be very careful about that. There's no way to fully prevent teleporting, but like there are ways to definitely make it less likely. So Robot 01, we're just going to do a 4-hit strat here. Just do the exact same thing you saw with Roxy. If the robot flies backwards, you can actually do the Negascot backup, which I believe I have in part 1. Except you just got to make sure you get to the robot quicker to do the grounded hits faster. Okay. So now we're going to do weak super fighting robot, which is doing prior damage to the hands. This should be in the Nimes video as well. So the moment the fight starts, we're going to do a double jump to hit this hand, and then double jump to hit this hand. And usually this hand's going to be the one that slams down and hits you for the first setup. And then if you just stay right here, you should usually get another hit. This was a really, really fast kill. Like, this is probably one of the fastest you could get without it straight up being a double KO or double hit KO. But yeah, obviously if you want more information on Robot, again, Negascot video, nice to check out. You can just remember to do prior damage to the hands with those double jumps, because if you don't do those double jumps, the hands aren't going to die. Just how boss rush works. Alright, so getting into twins, this is, if you're playing Scott, this is the fight that you're going to probably reset on the most. Purely because these, depending on where this white twin stops and tries to punch you, you might not get the fast strong combo you need here. And also this guy can just straight up back up and hit you. But if you actually get the kill you want, which is none of them hit you, and you manage to get this strong hit to hit both of them, you could do fast strong, fast strong, fast strong, finisher, and then just do a standard fast slide. Don't do a strong slide or else it's not going to kill on the ground. But this is the best twins kill you can get, and this is probably going to be the place that you reset most often if you're playing Scott. Just because this fight, there's not much you can do about it in terms of RNG, and you're going to be losing a lot of time off of any other strat, especially Fire Pillar. I do not recommend doing Fire Pillar on this fight. So Negascot, we're just going to do slide jabs. Actually, no, I have not covered slide jabs yet. So basically, if you want to know how to do a slide jab, which it is in Negascot part 2 video, but to do a slide jab effectively, you run towards the enemy, and then right before you want to punch them, you have to let go of the direction that you're running and then input your attack. Or if you don't let go of the direction you're running, you're going to slide. And you don't want to slide. You want to effectively do neutral attacks while sliding forward. If that makes sense. You get it? And what that does is it effectively allows you to do, one, you get crit damage on your first hit, and two, it makes it a lot less likely for you to be hit, because if you're just standing waiting for him over here, one, when he gets up, he's probably going to block your attack, and two, he's also probably going to try to punch the crap out of you. So doing the slide jabs is a nice way to keep yourself out of the range of him wanting to effectively fuck you up. But yeah, we're just going to do the slide jabs. If you just do enough slide jabs, you'll end up doing that finisher there. I recommend doing it. It might lose like a small amount of time probably, but it keeps it a lot more consistent. So yeah, I mean, Negascot's always a bit of a problem. It's kind of a wild card as in terms of like what is he gonna do? Is he gonna fireball away? Instant finisher here. If you want to know how to do an instant finisher, although they're not really like that important, but you'd run here and then immediately tap down to down, and the moment your momentum cancels, just hit Y, and you'll do an instant finisher. It effectively just works because of a momentum cancel. But again, not really that important. The only thing that's really important is the slide jabs there. All right. So I mess up this fight, which is, I'm actually going to skip the part that I mess up because it's not a great recovery at all. But the only, I'm going to be honest, the only reason this runs record is because the rest of it is so insane. And the RNG on twins is just where most runs are going to die. But I don't have the best recovery here. I will cover the front of this, though, because I did get the beginning of this fight is really good and is actually what you want to do, which is have it. You're going to have him back up against this corner, and the moment he hits the corner, because that's when he's going to be launched up instead of, if he was over here, he'd probably get launched this way. And you don't want him to be launched this way because then you're not going to be able to pin him. But yeah, the moment you see him over here, fire pillar, just hope he doesn't block it. If he does block it, just wait for like a second and then do another one. But effectively, you want to launch him up and then time another fire pillar to launch him again. And we're just going to time a few more of those. There's not really a visual cue to be able to do this. The shadow spawning is a little hard of a visual cue to follow. I wouldn't recommend it, honestly. But, yeah, basically you can do up to 4 fire pillars chaining in a row. You really just got to get a feel for them. And after you do that, you could do 2 ground pounds. You don't need to if you're afraid of doing them because, you might just get randomly punched. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. But after you do that, jump, double jump, do the Gideon lock, keep him from doing shit because he has to block your double jump, obviously. And then you want to do another fire pillar, and you're actually going to see he blocks it on my run and then immediately jumps over here. I'm going to skip the rest of this, but basically what's supposed to happen here is he gets hit by the second fire pillar, or if he blocks, he doesn't jump all the way over here. But for some reason he decided to. And I'm actually, you know what, I won't skip it, I'll let you watch it, but it is not a good recovery at all. There's a reason why I labeled this run Screw You Super Gideon. Because I end up missing a Gideon lock there and then having to do all this crap. This is what's actually supposed to happen when you hit him. Or when you go for the second fire pillar, he's supposed to block and then you could just hit him again after if you delay it. But yeah. Overall, this recovery didn't lose me an insane amount of time, though. Good Gideon, again. You should just watch the Negascott video if you want tips on Good Gideon. It's not hard. Just go up, grab the sword, slash. Remember that weak characters cannot one cycle, so if you're afraid of him like moving too far up in between the fist slams, because you're gonna have to do 2 of these, I'd recommend maybe moving like over here, more towards the crack here. But if you're not afraid of that, just go for it, dude. Slam him right here. If you hit him accurately enough after the fist, he won't move basically at all. Alright. I do the standard up stall here, where you like hold up here. I don't do that anymore, but I mean, it's still a really nice strategy if you're not used to the whole moving down here super fast and reacting to him jump back. But I've already covered a bunch of stuff for Gideon 3 in the Negascott video as well. Again, recommend you see that. And that is the Scott video. I don't really have any extra advice other than, again, don't feel bad if you fuck up twins like 100 times, because most of this run is going to be you fucking up twins, probably. And remember to practice Super Gideon with the fire pillar juggling, because it makes a huge amount of difference.